What's going on? What's going on, everybody? We're rocking out with the one and only Philly Dom. I'm out here with my boy, Master Wayne, and he is going to tell you how to get a good job online that can really help you. Uh, you tell him, Master Wayne. You tell him. You tell him.
Okay. For those of you who haven't met me personally, I'm Master Wayne. I've known Philly Dom now for a good 3.5 years. I met him in Dominican Republic. And then when I left the Dominican Republic, he was already in Brazil. So we hooked up in Brazil and Rio. And then we hung out in Rio. When we left Rio, we hung out in Salvador Bahia. And I have mentored now 100 people on how to set up an Amazon business and achieve success with the largest retailer on the planet. So I'm going to be walking you through that today. And not only do I mentor people on how to be successful with Amazon, I also have an Amazon book publishing course. And Philly Don was able to use that to now write he's on his fourth book, and I think that right there was his second book, Philly
Yes.
Dom's Lives and Truths.
Yeah, that's my second
Yep.
one. Yeah.
And what was your first one?
The working in Alaska, the seafood industry.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
And your third one?
Uh, it's about my son. It's a book about my son.
Okay, so you can see now he's pumping them out. And how did you get paid off of your books, Philly?
Through Amazon, to
Okay,
what's it, KDP, KDD?
KDP,
Yeah,
yep.
Amazon. Yeah, you just
Yeah,
put
when
the.
you write a book,
Mhm.
you get paid off of the royalties for your book sales, and that's lifetime income right there. So, he doesn't have to do any more work, and that money is going to keep building up and it's going to keep coming in. So that's the power of being a published author and writing a book. And yeah, I remember hanging out with Philly Dom in Brazil for like 3.5 months, maybe 4 months. I don't know. I can't remember the
I
exact
think 4 months,
time length.
maybe 4.5 months. It was a while.
Yeah, but Philly is famous worldwide. So we'd be walking down the street one day and somebody was like, "Yo, Philly Dom," and they would just know him just from his adventures on YouTube, all the places he's traveled to, and this happened almost every couple of days. So we would go out on the weekend, and somebody would just across the street be like, "Yo, Philly Dom," and it was good to see him blowing up like that. But if this is your first time here, I know some of you have watched quite a few of his videos. You've probably seen me on some of his videos, and now you're going to get a full presentation and an understanding on how to really be successful with the largest retailer on the planet, and that retailer is Amazon. So right now, most people probably don't know anyone who shops on it, doesn't know anyone who doesn't shop on Amazon. So for the most part, everybody shops on Amazon. Those packages come straight to your door every and with Amazon Prime 2-day subscription. And so I'm going to show you how to really get registered as an Amazon seller, set everything up, use software to automate your entire business, and how to grow it. And it's a worldwide business. So this isn't your mom and pop shop. This isn't TikTok. This is a global billion-dollar business. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get into it. And that way we could break everything down. All right. So hopefully you can now see my screen. I'm gonna pull that's over here. There we go. Okay, there we go. All right. So if you meet me for the first time, I'm Master Wayne, and what I do is very different than what your other gurus that you see, like KT Hustles or what's his name out of Atlanta? Can't remember his name. Another Amazon guru out of Atlanta, William something, I think. But basically, I set you up for complete success. And I do that by one, making sure that you properly start a LLC, limited liability corporation. And then I'll show you how to get a reseller's permit from the Department of Revenue, and then get you a virtual address and a 1-800 business number, and then get you registered with Dun& and Bradstreet. And then show you how to register as an Amazon seller. And by the way, you don't even need a business to register as an Amazon seller. You can register with just your government information, and then you can switch it over at a later date. And so what also makes me different is I offer a complete Amazon mentorship. So I'm literally holding your hand and walking you through the entire process step by step, from how to register as an Amazon seller, what softwares you'll need to get your business automated, how to source products every day, and then how to avoid getting suspended in all the pitfalls. And I'll be adding you to my client only WhatsApp group. And then you'll be able to meet other clients who have been with me for at least 2 years. And you can talk to them about how they have their business set up. And then I teach you every facet of the business: private label, wholesale, resale, online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, and also Amazon KDP and Amazon Associates. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of it. So first of all, you'll hear a lot of people say that Amazon is a scam, and this makes no sense whatsoever. It's the largest retailer on the planet. So when you hear somebody say that this is a scam, that's just a person who doesn't either know what they're talking about, or they're just a bona fide hater. And so, how Amazon actually got their start is it was because of the internet back in the 90s. And a lot of online universities and colleges popped up, and that put a lot of brick and mortar colleges and universities out of business. And then when that happened, that left a surplus of books. And so Jeff Bezos said, listen, get all those books, send them into us, and we'll sell them for a higher retail price, and then we'll send you back what's left over as your profit. So that's kind of how Amazon got their actual start. And so Amazon FBA is what's called fulfillment by Amazon. So this is where you, as a third party seller, and this is 60% of Amazon's entire business, and you'll be able to purchase products from wholesalers, from distributors, from suppliers, from manufacturers, or from your Target or your Walmart or your local thrift store up the street. And you'll be able to send those products into an Amazon fulfillment center. Once they're checked into an Amazon fulfillment center, they'll go live on the Amazon website, and then Amazon will pick and pack those products, ship it to the customers, and boom, you keep what's left over as profit. And so this is how I actually got started myself. So go back about to 2015. I was in the grocery store and I found this peanut butter in Atlanta in both Kroger's and Publix. This peanut butter cost me $2.86. And I would literally grab all 50 of them off the shelf. And so when I get up to the register, it would cost me $143. And then once I got home, all I needed to do was box them up, ship them into Amazon. And of course, on Amazon, they were retailing, as you can see, for $14.99. So you would purchase the peanut butter for $2.86, and you would resell it for $14.99. And then after you sell all 50 of them, that would be a profit of $357. So the first question you should be asking yourself is, if the peanut butter was only $2.86, why would somebody pay $14.99 for it? And the answer is, this peanut butter isn't really even available in other states. So, this is a hard to find item. But in most states, there are price fluctuations, just like when you're traveling around the world. When you go to certain countries, you're going to need a currency exchange app to convert the currency exchange. One day, the American dollar could be worth 2 times as much as somebody else's currency. The next day, it could be worth three. The same thing happens in the United States, but it's a little bit more difficult to see. So this is why people go on Amazon and they'll pay $14.99 for some peanut butter that in another state, if they had access to it, is only $2.86. All right, so by the numbers, Amazon has over a $514 billion annual revenue. They have 300 million customers worldwide, and they get 2.7 billion visits to their website every single month. And 66% of consumers start their online search for products on Amazon. And so when you're searching for a product on Amazon, that's because you're thinking about buying it. If you're just doing some research and you want information, people go to Google for that. But when they're ready to research a product and try to find something, that's Amazon. All right. And of course, 89% of small businesses on Amazon are all profitable. And third-party sales make up 58% of Amazon sales. So third-party sellers are just normal people like you and I who register to become an Amazon seller and then learn the ropes on how to purchase products, where to purchase products, and how to get those products into Amazon. And last but not least, 7,400 products are purchased on Amazon every single minute. And this is a timeline. So Amazon really began in 1994, and they sort of brought Amazon Prime to the marketplace right around 2006, 2005. And as you know, this is a recession-proof business. Amazon had record sales during COVID. So when another pandemic or epidemic happens and people are trapped at home, they have no choice but to shop online because you won't be able to go out to stores and you won't be able to get out the house and move around, or you won't be able to find the necessities that you need in your local stores or marketplaces. All right, demographics. So the biggest age groups of Amazon sellers are between 25 and 44. So if you're in that age group, congratulations, you'll make up the largest demographic of Amazon sellers. But you can start selling on Amazon as young as 18, and then you even have some, baby boomers who are on the platform who are 45 years or older, like myself. I'm 50. And then, of course, you got some people who are definitely in their 60s and even people all the way up to 80. And the biggest location is, of course, the United States. And gender-wise, 72% of all Amazon sellers are male. Before I knew this information, I used to think that the majority of Amazon sellers were female, but it's actually male. Now, education wise, you don't need a degree. You can have a high school diploma or a equivalent, or you could have dropped out of high school. Amazon doesn't care about your education level, but the largest percentage of Amazon sellers would be men with a bachelor or a bachelor equivalent. And then, interestingly enough, the largest group of Amazon sellers actually still work a full-time job because they're working a full-time job and growing the Amazon business at the same time. But obviously, Amazon will make you lead you to financial success. So, working is something that you won't have to do. And 39% of all Amazon sellers describe themselves as digital nomad, and that gives you the ability to work remotely and travel. And that's what I've been doing since 2015. That's when I got my passport, and it was before the whole passport bro movement even began. And The first trip I went on was a 3-month vacation to Medellin, Colombia. Now, the business models on Amazon. The most profitable and common business model on Amazon is private label, but it's also the most difficult to start. Second is wholesale. Third is retail arbitrage, where you actually go into stores and purchase products, bring them home, and ship them into Amazon yourself. And yes, I will train you how to do that verbatim. And wholesale is when you actually have a legitimate business set up. So LLC, a reseller's permit, a 1-800 number, a business website, and then you can actually um, get permission from the biggest brands on the planet. I'm talking about Nike, Under Armour, Michael Kors, who else? Let's say Dell, Lenovo, Puma, Adidas. The list just goes on and on. Just brands you've never even heard of that sell on Amazon thousands of times a month. You'll be able to get your products directly from their manufacturer and sell it alongside of them on Amazon. So wholesale is a huge business model. And then you have online arbitrage, which is literally sitting at your computer, ordering products from Target, from Walmart, from Bed Bath and Beyond, and shipping those products to a third party company called the Prep and Ship Center. And the Prep and Ship Center will then process everything and ship your products into Amazon for you so you don't have to touch anything. And then there's also drop shipping. Now, in order to drop ship on Amazon correctly, you can't drop ship from any reputable brand name retailers. You have to drop ship products from a company who doesn't brand their items or their boxes. So that way, when an Amazon customer receives something that you've been drop shipping, it just comes in a plain brown box. And then, of course, you can also do handmade items or print on demand items on Amazon in addition to everything else. And so these are the top Amazon marketplaces, but Amazon has since opened up a few more, like Brazil. So they're constantly growing. So as you can see, the United States is first, followed by Canada, then the United Kingdom, then Mexico. And by the way, when I get you registered as an Amazon seller, you will be allowed to sell in the United States, Canada, Mexico, and Brazil. So you'll hit the ground running as an international seller in an international business. And you won't have to worry about how your products will be shipped to Canada, Mexico, or Brazil. I got you covered on that. So you'll just literally buy products, send them into Amazon fulfillment centers in the United States. And from there, Amazon will make sure your products get to these other marketplaces. So again, I set my clients up for nothing but success. And these are some of the top categories on Amazon. So right now, last year, the top category was home and kitchen, followed by beauty and personal care, and then toys and games, clothing, shoes, and jewelry, and then health, household, and baby care. And then the list goes on and on. And believe it or not, 71% of all the products that people purchase on Amazon come from China. So you'll never be at a loss for products, or if you don't want to source your products from China, then another 33% of the products on Amazon come from the United States. And then, of course, other countries. So again, matter of fact, I've been here in Nairobi, Kenya now for about 7 weeks. I got here December the 16th. And here in Nairobi, Kenya, they sell these doggy beds. And I had a friend take me around and negotiate because as an American, that's not something you want to do because they're going to jack up the price. So he speaks Swahili fluently and English. So he was my interpreter and my point man. And he literally went around and negotiated the price all the way down to like $12.35 just to produce one. And these things are handmade. And what I'm going to do is now ship these from Kenya into my prep and ship center in the United States and then sell them on Amazon and make a killing. So this is something that I can teach you how to do too. So as you start traveling the world, you'll be walking around looking for products and getting quotes on the prices and then checking what's selling on Amazon and seeing whether or not they even exist on the Amazon marketplace. And if they don't exist, then you could easily set up a monopoly. All right, number of products per seller. So if you're thinking you have to get on the Amazon platform and have thousands of products, that's not the case. So 51% of all Amazon sellers only have 10 products or fewer. So you don't have to, try to build a store and have 50 million products or 10 million products. No, sir. I'm going to show you how to strategically pick the right products to put in your store and sell those products over and over and over again. Or if you want to go big, I can show you also how to go big. All right. And in terms of the pricing, if you purchase products that cost $50 all the way down to $5, that's going to be your biggest competition. All right, that's where all the saturation is because now you're competing against 91% of all Amazon sellers. However, as you can see in this graph, if you purchase products that cost you $51 on up, now you only have to compete with 9% of the Amazon marketplace and Amazon sellers. So this is something most people never know. And they'll try to start an Amazon business and they'll start off by purchasing these low tier products, and that just gets them into trouble because they'll purchase it today, try to send it into Amazon, and by the time that product makes it into Amazon, you got 19 other people selling it who have shipped it in, and then they just start to tank the price until they drive down the profit and the product is no longer even profitable. And these are Amazon's fastest growing up and coming new marketplaces. So you have Turkey, Brazil, Australia, Saudi Arabia, and Japan. Now, if you're wondering more about me in terms of my net worth and whether or not I'm truly as good and as successful at this as I say I am, here's a screenshot of me at an ATM machine. And you can see at this point in time, I had 100,000 just sitting in my savings, and I had close to 1.3 million in my checking account. Now, this is a screenshot, and of course, screenshots can be fake sometimes, but it's kind of hard to also fake a screenshot on the ATM machine. And if that's not enough, then let me show you this. So this is a screenshot of one of my Amazon accounts. And as you can see, total balance coming in for the month, that's $26,584. And if that's not enough, then here's something that you never see Amazon gurus do. And I bank with Navy Federal Credit Union. And here is one of my bank statements. And you can see the deposit for this particular month. And this was back in 2022 when I took a snapshot of this. I need to update it, but of course, I don't even do these presentations anymore. So you guys are actually lucky, and you're seeing a last presentation that me and phillydom are going to do, and then I'll be automating the entire business model and shutting down my mentorship. So this is the last batch of my mentorship. All right. Now, if that isn't enough, then let me show you another bank statement. And for this period, you can see 32,000 in deposits from Amazon. And if that's not enough, for this period, you can see 29,000 worth of deposits from Amazon. So $29,000 a month from Amazon. This is what I call a bad month, right? And this is directly deposit. So directly deposited to my bank account. And if that's not enough, then let me show you some of the successes of some of my clients who are now some of my best friends. So this is Giordano, and this is Luke Jordan, and this is us in Medellin, Colombia. And this guy right here on the right, Luke Jordan, was actually how I kind of fell into the online arbitrage business method, because when I went to Colombia, my Amazon business was already successful. My first product was a private label, some nail clippers, and I was making about $18,000 a month just off the nail clippers alone. So Luke had asked me, well, what about selling all those other tens of millions of products on Amazon? And I didn't even know whether or not I could do that or not. So I had to come home back to Atlanta, get back in my lab and figure it out. And lo and behold, I could. And that's how I got into online arbitrage as well as private labeling. And this is one of my top clients right here. This is Colin. And Colin, as you can see, during this screenshot was at $10,240 a month. And so, he was able to change his life, and he was doing quite well. It still is. And this is Walter. And Walter was actually one of my biggest skeptics. And he was sitting exactly where you're sitting right now, right in front of his computer, watching this presentation on Phillydom's YouTube channel. And Walter actually got on a plane and flew to the Dominican Republic to meet me in person and sit down with me in person so I could show him the business side by side, and he would know that it was legitimate. And Walter's actually a truck driver, and now he's pulling in over $4,000 every 2 weeks. So, now he's getting ready to leave that whole trucking lifestyle behind. So if you're a truck driver and you're looking to get out that truck and leave that world behind, this is your opportunity to do so. And as you can see right here, he wrote, "Thank you, Wayne, for leading me to water. I sure is thirsty." So that's his sense of humor. And he said, with patience and vigilance, things are starting to blossom. If one thing isn't working for us, shift a couple of pieces around. There are many ways to go about this. Sharing information isn't sharing products. Stay strong together. This is another one of my clients. This is Mark Metellus. And Mark, when he first heard about my program, he called me and said, "Listen, Wayne, my wife and I already have an Amazon business, but we've been selling books, and we haven't been able to break over $1,000 a month selling books." So I was like, "No problem, Mark Metellus. I got you." And Mark is actually a police captain in Philadelphia. So my clients come from all different backgrounds and walks of life, and everybody has the same passion for creating and breaking away from the 9 to 5 so they can travel and create the lifestyle that they desire. And this is Mark at almost $12,000 a month, and that's $40,000 in product sales. So he was really crushing it, and it was able to transform his life. And he was like, "I'm $49 away from my first $3,000 a month." So you can see his evolution from when he got to the point where he was right at $3,000 a month. And then this is an updated screenshot a few months later. And now he was at closing in on 12,000 a month. All right. And this is another client of mine. This is Vanessa Pittman. And Vanessa's story was she contacted me after seeing my presentation, just like you all are. And seeing the presentation, she was like, "Wayne, I really want to do this. However, my husband just had a stroke, and we have limited savings that was going to run out pretty soon. So this has to work because now I'm the breadwinner." And so I went ahead and mentored her. She signed up. And as you can see right here, she's like, "Good morning, Wayne. Hope all is well. Thank you so much for your mentorship. My goal was to make 5,000 in sales. As of last night, I beat that and hit 6,000 in sales. How can I begin to scale even further before the end of the year?" And as you can see, Vanessa also took my Amazon KDP course, and she published her first book. So now she's making passive money in her sleep from her book, royalties, and her Amazon online arbitrage business. And this is Andrea Furlow, mother of two, and her mother actually referred her to me and got her into my Amazon mentorship. And Andrea was sharp and very intelligent, and within 45 days, she was bringing in an extra $1,200 every 2 weeks to her household. So that really benefited her and her husband. In August of 2023, I actually left the Dominican Republic. I flew back home to Atlanta, and then I got on a plane and I flew out to Las Vegas for my niece's wedding. And while out there, I had a client who was in Rancho Cucamonga, California, and she got in a car and drove 3 hours north up to Las Vegas just to meet me in person. So that is Tavara Jones right there. And when she sent me this screenshot, she was able to start pulling in $5,000 extra a month. And with $5,000 a month, that could pretty much pay all your bills every single month. All right. And this is another couple client of mine. This is Sheldon and Marsha. Now, Marsha actually used to be my esthetician in Atlanta, and I would go in for her for facial treatments, and she would remove the moles off my face so I won't look like I'm 50 years old. And they actually got on a plane and came to Sosua, Dominican Republic, and they stayed with me and my Dominican girlfriend at the time at our villa. And I had a car for my Dominican girlfriend. I bought her a motorcycle, and I also had a rental car for them ready to go. So they were able to get out and explore, and they stayed with me for 6 days. And Marsha and Sheldon are two of my best friends even to this day. And this is another client of mine. This is Tony, the boss Hampton. And as you can see, Tony hit the ground running. And when he sent me this screenshot, he was making $10,000 a month. And he was also pulling in all this extra cash back. So I teach you how to use 4 to 5 different cashback extensions. So those cashback extensions add up and you'll bring in like an extra $1,000 passive income just off of the cashback extensions. And this is the first client to ever train. So this is Elena, and she and I used to play volleyball together. I met her back in 2013, and we were friends all the way up until 2018, and then we were on a volleyball team together in a league. And our team made it all the way to the championship and lost. But we had such a good time playing together that I took the entire team out to Top Golf, treated everybody, paid for everything, drinks, food, several rounds of golf. And afterwards, Elena put me to the side and said, "Okay, Wayne, I can see that you're balling and you're not doing a normal 9 to 5. So what is it that you're doing?" And I set her down. I taught her retail arbitrage, and this is her at $10,000 a month. All right. And during 2020, when we went into the pandemic lockdown and you couldn't leave your house, I found a loophole where I was able to leave the house, and that loophole was doing Uber. And so that's the only way you could really get out the house back then when we went on the lockdown, and you couldn't leave your house but to go to the grocery store or Uber. So while doing Uber, I picked this young lady up from the airport. She was from Memphis, Tennessee, and her name was Audrey. And I taught Audrey the business, and a few months later, she sent me this text message, said, "I'm now bringing in $3,000 to $5,000 every 2 weeks." So that's averaging between $6,000 to $10,000 a month. And she was able to accomplish this in only like 4 or 5 months. All right, this is me in the Dominican Republic, and these are 3 more clients who decided to double down and fly all the way out to the DR and sit down with me and so they can learn the business in person. So this is Jay Gustavo from Boston, Mike Logan from Virginia, and Ernesto Falks from DC. And so this is when, what you teach speaks for itself when it goes beyond the veil It goes beyond any doubt. There's no smoke screen. There's no mirrors. There's no hoopla. People buy a plane ticket and they flew out to the DR to train with me in person because they see the results. They know that I'm an expert in every aspect of Amazon, and they just want to have a mentor like myself to usher them to financial freedom so they can avoid the pitfalls. And this is a screenshot of Ernesto's account. And as you can see, same thing, $10,000 in product sales, raking in the money, 59 items sold, and the average sales per order was $169 per order. So Ernesto was killing it. And now he has about 7 or 8 books published because he also enrolled in my Amazon KDP course. And now his books are doing well too. And this was my first Canadian client. This is Renee. And she sent me this screenshot of her first Amazon official sale. And she was so excited. So I love Renee, real good woman. She's from Jamaican heritage, but now she lives in Canada. I never quite understand why people leave the tropical, beautiful climate of Jamaica for that blistering winter cold in Canada. All right, this is yet and still another client of mine. This is Ronnie from California. Now, interesting enough, Ronnie, for Ronnie to get to the Dominican Republic, it's almost like a 11-hour journey because he has to fly from California to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to the Dominican Republic. And when you count the layovers, it's like an 11-hour journey. And so, as you can see on the left, this is Ronnie's first private label product, and it's a Dead Sea mud mask. So nowadays, when he finds himself out on a date and his date leans across the table and says, "Yo, so Ronnie, what do you do for a living?" He's like, "Oh, I own some Dead Sea mud masks." And next thing you know, he's giving his date a free copy of it, or she's going to Amazon to purchase it. And this brother is on his way to true financial freedom. And the first time I met Ronnie, he just flew out to the Dominican Republic to meet me in person, see the business in person, and fill me out as a person. And also, he didn't even really discuss business when he came out to visit. He just wanted to fill out my vibe and know whether or not I was legitimate and whether or not he could trust me. And then he went back to California and he got to work. And this is another one of my star clients. This is Soba, and she also will walk you through the process of setting up your LLC and your business correctly, because she's also owns a catering business. So Soba's actually getting to the bag. But as you can see, this is her royalty estimator. And for the month of May last year, she was just now starting to bring in $1,832 a month off of her royalties for coloring books and journals, by the way. And then, as you see, June, the next month, it'll blossom to $5,536. She's still doing quite well. I need to update this screenshot so I'll know how well she's doing now. But it's giving her financial freedom. And one of the first things she did was move, bought a townhouse, and furnished it, and then redecorated the whole thing. Now, I get this a lot. This is one of people's favorite questions, our favorite talking points, our favorite objectives. And we're like, "Oh, I don't want to do Amazon. It's oversaturated." Really? Let's look at the numbers then. So Amazon does 4.4 billion a week, 638 million each day, 26 million per hour, and 443,000 each minute. Now, the real number is in how much Amazon makes every single day. And this is an old statistic. It's probably near 700 million by now. But basically, Amazon makes $638 million a day. There are only 350 million people in the United States. So Amazon could pay every single person in the United States $1,000 a day. That's $30,000 a month, and they would still be profitable to the tune of million. So when someone steps up and says, yo, Amazon is oversaturated, you can't make money with them, it's too late, you should have did it 10 years ago, go ahead and give them a slight pop upside the back of the head because they have no idea what they're talking about. They're just discouraging other bona fide sellers from financial freedom. And here's some of my vacations. Like I've been all over the world. I've been now to four continents, 23 countries, and 41 of the 50 United States. So as you can see, I love helicopters, penthouses, little villas, motorcycles, skydiving, mountain climbing. That's the valley of Medellin, Colombia, right below me. So this is Tres Cruces Mountain. When I did come back home to the ATL, I was a season ticket holder to all the major four sports franchises. So the Braves, Atlanta United, the Falcons, and the Hawks. Me and Lemire were at every game having a ball. All right, and this was my Dominican girlfriend Ani, and this is me buying her a motorcycle. So she already knew how to ride it. So we went in and, she just chose the motorcycle that she want. So I bought one for her and I also bought one for me. And when I left the DR, I actually gave my motorcycle away to my best friend there. And he's another American guy from DC who had got stranded there during the pandemic. And he just decided to stay because he could have worked remotely. And he's been there ever since. Real good brother named Andre. All right. And when I was in the ATL, every other month, I would jump on a plane and fly to Texas to go to this place right here. It's called Spa Castle. Please look it up. Great spa, food, massages, nap rooms, more jacuzzis and saunas than you can count. And it's just all day water therapy, relaxation, and they have a hotel built in. So this is me celebrating Halloween in Medellin. Halloween, Medellin, that rhymes. Okay. Just having a good time. So all I do is just travel the world and live my best life. No stress, no chaos, no drama. 10 hours of sleep per day, in the gym 5 days a week. And then I spend about 2 hours every day learning something new. All right. And then obviously you just meet friends and people from all over the world, and everybody's just catching a vibe, having a good time. So cruises, beaches, Thanksgiving festivals, you name it. I've pretty much done it. I've done everything except for been into outer space. This is in Cartagena. So on my penthouse balcony, puffing a cohiba, zip lining, rock climbing, and the Totumo mud volcano, and horseback riding, four wheelers, segways, Rock City in Tennessee. And then when I was out in Las Vegas for my niece's wedding, I rented this black Corvette. I think it was a black Corvette ZR1 or something like that. And then drove around Las Vegas. So I had myself a blast. I was there for 10 days. So I arrived 3 days before my family did, and I stayed 3 days afterwards. I also took a helicopter tour to the Grand Canyon, best excursion of my lifetime. Incredible, simply incredible. And here are two of my babies right here. These are the Lincoln MKZ hybrids, the largest panoramic sunroof of any vehicle. You don't have to charge it. You just put gas in it and go. And of course, I just blacked out the rims, painted the calipers, and they're both identical. So I call them my Michael Jacksons because one is white, one is black. Kind of a joke, but you probably get it. And then this is my third baby. This is my BMW i8, half combustible engine, half electric. But this one, you got to plug it in. It will recharge while you're driving in sport mode, but for the most part, you got to plug it in. And as you can see in my garage, these are bicycles hanging on the ceiling. And during the pandemic, you were allowed to go to like the Silver Comet Trail. And you see the bikes are foldable, so they would fold. I could easily put them in my trunk, put one in the back seat, and take a date. We would go to the Silver Comet Trail, unfold the bikes, and then we would ride out 10 miles by pedaling, and then switch it over to electricity, and then electricity bring us back when we're nice and tired. So I had a great life in Atlanta, but I actually enjoy traveling the world even more. And this is my setup in the Dominican Republic. And as you can see, I got a 3 monitor setup. And I used to work right here, kind of in the living room, where I can see the dining room and the kitchen and the front door. And the pool was like right behind me. And this was, man, it was so much fun. It was a blast. And this was my villa in the Dominican Republic. Large house. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenidos. Welcome to my crib. Come on in, let me give you a tour. Thank you for visiting. I hope you enjoyed your stay. And if you're ever in town again, make sure you come back and visit again. All right. And I brought in a professional film crew to do that whole scene. I did not do it myself. And this is how I actually got started. So below are the nail clippers that I designed and put the smiley face logo on them. And they really took off and they brought me a whole lot of success. And then I was like, man, this is actually working. And then my second product was these oven gloves that I named the Pan Pipers. And with private label, once you create your own private label brand, you might end up in the same situation I ended up in, where I got an email uh, probably a couple of months after I even launched this brand of Pan Piper's oven gloves, and somebody purchased the entire brand from me before I even really had a chance to start making serious money with them. You know, somebody just wanted a shortcut. So is happiness something you choose? So the guy on the left says, where did you find that? I've been searching for it everywhere. And the person on the right says, I created it myself. So this is true about life. Happiness and success isn't going to fall in your lap. You're going to have to get out, bet on yourself, take a few risks and chances in order to be successful. So that's what I did. Matter of fact, I sort of fell, this business sort of fell into my life and in my lap by mistake or by happenstance, because I was married at the time and my wife was a bona fide seller. And this is, or a bona fide shopper, rather. And so, you know, we'd be laying in bed and she'd be shopping on Amazon and moving over to eBay and bouncing over to Etsy and then back to my car. And one day, while she was doing that, I realized that uh, the price that I saw on eBay and the price that I saw on Amazon were like double one another. And so, you know, I was like, okay, man, why is the price double on one platform as opposed to the next? And she kind of explained to me that, you know, people purchase products on Amazon, move it over to eBay, double the price, and then drop ship it. So, you know, after I figured out exactly how everything worked, then I started drop shipping and I started to make about $1,500 a month. And then I got to $1,500 every 2 weeks. And next thing you know, I received another email, and the email was from a company called Dropship Domination. They're not around anymore, but I took the course and started making even more money. And then I moved over to Amazon and took a private label course from another course. It was $3,000 and it was called the Amazing Selling Machine. And that's how I kind of got into business. And my wife, when right every time I started to become successful, my wife and I was going through divorce. And I remember her telling me that I'm not going to be successful with Amazon. And that was my motivation to really stick with it. All right. So sometimes your haters and your doubters can be your biggest form of motivation. So here I am in Tennessee on a field trip with another group of Amazon sellers from the ATL. And I've come to know that in life there are four different kinds of people. The first person is unemployed, so they had a whole bunch of time, but no resources to travel. And of course, they don't have any money. The next type of person is perhaps where you are right now. And that's where you go to work and you work a 9 to 5. Either you're sitting at home in your boxes on your computer, remotely working, or you're going into an office, wasting gas. You're driving 2 hours through traffic and then 2 hours home just to get home. And so you have very little time because your time is being monopolized by that job. And then you got very little resources to travel because the job pays you pennies of what you're actually worth, and but you got money coming in. All right. Next is the person who's self-employed. Again, they don't have much time because they probably dedicate about 12 hours to running their own business, but they do have the resources to travel and they are bringing in good money. So usually self-employed people do well with themselves monetarily, they just don't have any time. I'm going to teach you how to become, no matter where you are on this list, how to become the fourth person. And that's the business owner. That's why at the beginning of this presentation, I tell you that you don't need an LLC to get started with Amazon. But once you do get started, whether you set it up in your government name or you just set it up under LLC, I'm going to show you how to become a bona fide business owner where you will own all your time. You will have the resources to travel the world and live nomadically, and you will also have more money than you can spend every month. And that's how you truly save. All right. And so all about 90% of all startups fail. That's just how business and the law of attraction and life itself works across every spectrum. And it's because most people won't take action. So hopefully if you're on and you're watching this presentation right now, you're going to be an action taker. Because if not, you're going to be a startup failure like 90% of most people. And one of the things that helps all of my clients be successful is this is a mentorship. So yeah, I'm not sending you to a membership website telling you to watch uh 15 weeks worth of videos. I set up a Zoom session with you and walk you through the process step by step, everything you'll need to do, plus answer your questions in real time. Now, fulfillment by Amazon was launched in 2006, and Amazon now serves over 51% of the planet. If you didn't notice, Walmart, Home Depot, Costco, CVS, Target, Lowe's, Walgreens, Kroger, and Best Buy are the largest retail stores in the United States, worth a little over $1 trillion. However, Amazon is worth more than all of those retailers put together. So Amazon is worth 1.4 trillion. So this is why I decided to become an expert at Amazon and design my whole business around Amazon because it's a global marketplace. And so Amazon gives you the capacity to reach customers in 185 countries. And by the way, there are only like 195 countries in the world. All right, so you that gives you access to 100 fulfillment centers worldwide, and this number is steadily growing. And then it also gives you access to 15 global sorting centers to get your products situated anywhere in the world so they can sell in different marketplaces. And so here's how it actually works for online arbitrage. So this is a Disney monster toy from Target, and it's $16.99 if you purchase it from Target. All right. And then what you'll do is you'll send it into Amazon and you'll be able to retail it for a sale price of $52.98. So that's a profit of $22.71. And that's a return on investment of 133%. And you can see right here, it's selling, it's projected to sell 45 times the month that I was scanning this. All right. So right here, you can see that, yeah, it's projected to sell 45 times, and there's only 3 people selling it. The first person has 6 in stock. The next 2 only have 1 in stock. So obviously, that's a total of 8. And so if you subtract 8 from 45, you get 37. So if you wanted to, you could buy 37 of these and ship them in and make a killing. All right. So here's a breakdown. The monster toy costs $16.99. Boom, you get it over to number 2, where it's now listed in the Amazon uh, marketplace. And voila, Amazon takes their fee out for number 3, which is $13.14. And 4, after it sells, Amazon gives you a kickback of $39.84 in cash. So what has actually happened is, once you sell this for $52.98 and you've only paid $16.99 for it, then your profit is $22.85. But you're reimbursed also for the price that you paid for the product, because Amazon's going to put $39.84 into your bank account. So you're reimbursed for the purchase price of the product, and then you're walking away with about $22 in cash. All right, what's up, Donald? All right, and here's another one. This is a freebie. So here's one of my products that I used to crush it with, right? I don't even sell this anymore. So if you get started, if you want to jump on this, be my guest. But this is just how I do business. I give away freebies like this. So you can get this from Joanne. I'm sure most of you have Joanne in your state. They sell like arts and crafts and stuff like that. And so I would buy this from Joanne for $119. Then I would ship it into Amazon and sell it for $259. And it's to sell 72 times per month. So that would be $77 in profit, or 66 return on investment. And as you can see, quantity, I would purchase like 5 at a time, right? So by purchasing 5, I would know that, okay, and this would literally take me like 5 minutes. So I would go to Joanne, I would put 5 of these sewing machines in my shopping cart, and this would literally take me 5 minutes, first thing in the morning. And so first thing in the morning, you can see I've already really made $385, and I'm still in my boxes. Wow. Most people are going to get up and do all this unnecessary stuff to go to work, fight traffic, get stressed out, have road rage, and they'll be lucky if they make $385 after working an entire 8 hours. And here's another freebie and another giveaway. So this was a digital electric smoker that in the comments, can anybody guess where I used to purchase this digital electric smoker from? And so basically, I would purchase it from a reputable online retailer, and it would cost me $187. And then I could retail it on Amazon for $4.99, and it would sell like 13 times per month. All right, so here's a breakdown of how this used to really make me money. So I would buy 8 of these at a time. All right, so that'd be 187 times 8. So that's like $1,500. And then I would send them into Amazon and sell all 8 for $500. And then I'd be left with about a little shy of $4,000. And then out of that 4,000, remember I had to buy the product. So buying the product was just over 1,400. All right. And so that left me with a disbursement of $2,583.67. And so I was reimbursed the 1,500 that I paid for the product, and then my profit was $85.19. So in layman's terms, same thing. I would get up in the morning, I would log in, I would purchase this, and boom, before most people even start their day or brush their teeth, I was finished. I'd already made $1,000 for the day. Now I could go back to bed or do whatever else I wanted to do. All right, so there's two ways to do this. So there's the kiddie pool and then there's the adult pool. I'm going to teach you both the pros and the cons, but everybody starts off in the kiddie pool, but then I'm gonna teach you how to move over to the adult pool, get you a bathing suit, get you an alcoholic drink, make sure the music is playing, and just catch a vibe. And so this is what I call graduating my Amazon clients, where I take them over from online arbitrage into wholesaling. And so basically, here's my whole formula. One, I'll teach you how to know if a product is profitable. Two, what's the return on investment on that product? Three, how many FBA sellers are you going to have to go up against as your competition? And how many merchant sellers, also known as FBM, are you going to have to go up as your competition? Now, number five is how much inventory does your competition have? That's very important to know. Six is how to read the bestseller rank, also known as BSR. Seven is whether or not you're even eligible to sell it. If you're not eligible to sell it and you want to become eligible, I have an ungating company that's guaranteed to get you ungated to sell any brand on Amazon that you desire. All right. Next is knowing how many times a month does a product sell. Very important. And nine, how to sell internationally. And then a 10, I'm going to teach you a few trade secrets to turn you into a bona fide expert. So this is a synopsis of pretty much what I teach you how to do. Source products, buy them at a low price, ship them into Amazon. They arrive at Amazon, they sell at a higher price. You pocket the difference as cold hard profit, and you can do this with an unlimited number of products. And the devil is in the details. An unlimited number of products, even though you don't need an unlimited number of products. So these are all the Amazon marketplaces. And so you got the United States, Canada, Mexico, UK, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Japan, Singapore, UAE, Brazil, Australia, and India. And each one of these websites get millions of views to it. So when you're expanding your Amazon business and you start to ship your products into all these different marketplaces, look at the traffic. I mean, if you build it, they will come and Amazon will make sure that you're successful. Now, uh, I pulled this from a arbitrage income group that I'm in on Facebook. And somebody wrote in here that their best friend was interested in the Amazon storefront because they were curious as to what their friend was selling. So the friend, said, no problem. Here's my Amazon seller account name and my products. Go take a look. And next thing you know, that friend sort of kind of copied their whole store as best they could. So you don't want that for yourself. So when I start mentoring you, you will not have to disclose your store to anybody else. No friends, no family, no, hey, can you please purchase my product? Go look at my store. That's not how we do business. You will never have to worry about doing that. So therefore, you will keep your Amazon store name to your chest, no secrets, proprietary. The only person who will know what your Amazon store name is me, and that's because I'll help you set everything up. Now, if you haven't realized this or not, this is just digital real estate. So gone are the days where you have to go out and purchase a house and renovate it to flip your money and to make a good living. No, you can now flip digital real estate in terms of products. And there are now billions of products in the marketplace. And if you just position yourself to resell them at a higher price, you can really set yourself up for huge financial freedom. All right. And if you haven't noticed, retail is dying. J.C. Penney, all the way down to Staples, are closing all of these stores pretty soon. So The whole landscape isn't going to look the same. All right, now, before we get into how much my mentorship actually costs, let me share this with you because I'm always a student of my craft. So this is a company called Automation Alliance. And if you want them to mentor you and set you up with the Amazon store, wow, they're going to hit you over the head for $18,000. Please don't do that. This is another company called Amazon Automation. Same thing, but for them, you need a minimum capital contribution of 50,000. All right. And then they're only going to pay you 2% of what you make every single month. So that means they're keeping a whopping amount of your product. And just to get involved with them, then they want you to also pay them $15,000. So uh, wouldn't do that. Now, I also have a VA. So if you want to have a VA come on and scale your account up, as you can see for one of my clients, they were able to scale this up to $40,000 a month. So they do all the work for you. I pretty much train them how to do it, or that I have VAs who are already trained actually to just run your account and start getting you passive income in your sleep. And so I'm such a transparent individual that I'm also going to share this with you. If you go to Udemy, Udemy, you can purchase one of these courses to teach you how to become an Amazon seller. As you can see, the price is 119, 119, and 124. The problem with these courses are they're all just regurgitated ebooks that they got from one another, and they don't really show you the principles of selling on Amazon correctly. So it's more hype than anything. So boom, congratulations. This is what my mentorship costs. So my mentorship doesn't cost 18,000, nor does it cost 15,000. It's a one-time investment and payment of $2,500. And for this is plan A. And for plan A, I take a 15% equity stake in your Amazon business into perpetuity. So once you become profitable at over $100 every 2 weeks, you'll just send me a kickback of 15%. Now, if you're not that type of person where you want to pay me a kickback of 15% every time you make money, then no problem. I have plan B for the bona fide entrepreneur who wants to keep all their money. And this ensures that you keep 100% of everything that you make. So when you're ready to get started, I send you over a digital contract from DocuSign and you'll sign it. And then once you sign the contract, I'll send you your payment information and then I will set you up with a Zoom appointment to get you started. And so I also have payment plans available. So if the one-time investments of 7,500 is too much for you at one time, or if 2,500 is too much for you at one time, no problem. I got monthly payment plans for both that only last 6 months. So for Plan B, it'll be 6 monthly payments of 1,333, and for Plan A, it's only 6 payments of $499 per month. And remember, I set you up for success. So I'll be showing you how to start an LLC, get yourself an EIN number, a business license, a reseller certificate or permit from the Department of Revenue, your business name, a business 1-800 phone number, a business website, and then last but not least, we'll register you for Dun and Bradstreet. And then once we get that business fully registered, my funding expert Sober will walk you through how to get funding for your brand new LLC. So now you can get 50 to maybe $250,000 and now inject it into your business. And that's how you become super successful with Amazon. And if you have bad credit, then Sober can also help you out with credit repair. And again, this is full service, everybody. full service. Now, your monthly expenses. So there is going to be a one-time preppership sign-up fee, and there are going to be 5 different softwares that you'll need. So these are the price lists of the software: 139, 17, 59, 69, 54. Your Amazon seller account will be $39 a month. So that means you'll have operating expenses of $377 per month. And that is to run a global business, hands off, hands free. And so here's a summary. I'll walk you through the application process, set up your Amazon seller account for you, format your account, and get your business model set up, register you with the 5 softwares, add you to my WhatsApp group so everyone can welcome you in, and then you can see what everybody else is up to. Orientate you to Seller Central and the software so you'll be expertly trained on how to use everything to your advantage. And I start training you afterwards on how to research and analyze your product so you know what's a good deal and what isn't. I had you set up and format your prep and ship spreadsheet, your repricer, back up your data, reverse analyze other sellers, how to get cashback extensions, coupons, and cashback credit cards. And then I graduate you to wholesaling and the manufacturing game. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation. And I also have an Amazon publishing course, and it's $8.97. But if you choose to sign up with Plan B, which is a one-time investment of 7,500 or 6 monthly payments of $1,333, you get the Amazon publishing course for free. All right, so right now, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and take questions, and we're gonna get this wrapped up because right now I'm in Kenya, Africa, and it is 5:24 in the morning for me. So I got up at 4 a.m. just to do this for you guys. All right, so I don't know if Philly Dom is still in the building, but I'm gonna try to scroll
No, I'm
through the
here. I'm
comments.
here. I'm
Okay,
looking for questions. I'm looking for them.
okay. If there's any questions, go ahead and lay them on me.
They was asking, how much it costs. A lot of people were asking how much it costs, but you explained that already. They asked
Yeah,
for your
yeah.
information. I sent them. I gave them your information. Matter of fact, I'll put
Okay,
it. I'll show it so they can see it right there.
okay. Great.
Questions. You see
Yeah.
any? I'm
If
looking through
anybody,
it.
yeah, if anybody has any questions as to how this works or something they didn't understand, now is the time. Or my information is up on the screen. Feel free to message me through WhatsApp or email me, and I'll answer your questions or tell you how to get started.
Yeah, you had a lot of people watching too. So
Yeah, Philly Dom is and I have done this quite a few times. We did this together while we was in Brazil. We traveled through Rio, traveled through Salvador Bahia, and Philly Dom was actually just taking me through, showing me. So he was like, "Yo, we should leave Rio and go to Salvador Bahia." So I
yeah,
was like, "No problem." I purchased us plane tickets, and boom, next thing you know,
went
we were
there.
pulling up in Salvador Bahia. Yeah, and had a great time. And now, yeah, I don't know if you've ever been to Kenya or if you've never been to the motherland, but this is a place that you should definitely put on your bucket list. It's fantastic. Like Nairobi, Kenya. Actually, many African countries speak English as their second language. So when you get here, you're not going to have to learn the local language because people also speak English. So you can really just hit the ground running and feel comfortable almost immediately. You won't need a translator. You just have to concede the fact that they pronounce words differently because of the language difference. So once you get used to the pronunciation, then you can adapt to that just like anything else.
I don't
Yeah,
see no
but
question.
me neither. I don't see any questions. So that means that I did a great job with
That's
explaining
okay.
everything. So people know exactly.
Okay, somebody
Uh,
said something. Hold on. Let me. Maybe you can decipher this one. You see what he said?
So Nick Dog 400 is saying a while back you had another tier that costs more. Yeah, Nick. So I have another tier that's actually 15,000. And that's for like a group of people. Like if you wanted to go in, maybe you had like 5 friends and you wanted me to train everyone at the same time and mentor you all together, then we could do like a group for uh of 5 or more people for 15,000. So yeah, that was my higher tier.
Okay, yeah, he noticed that. He remembered that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just said it again. That's all. I don't see no questions, and I told him to ask questions. I was putting it in the chat. Let me show them your
Yeah.
information again, so they can call you direct.
Okay. Yeah. Nick, I do have that higher tier still available, but I really don't advertise that because I've never had a a mentor group actually choose that. But if you know for other people who want to go in on this business model with you, then yeah, I can definitely give y'all that same higher tier deal. But I
Um,
think that's it.
yes,
Again, if
that's it.
you can, yeah, Philly Dom is going to post this back to his channel so you can rewatch it as a recorded video. And again, if you have any questions, just reach out to me on Instagram, my email, or that's my WhatsApp number. Just make sure you message me on WhatsApp, and I'll answer any questions you have and get you started. Because in 2024, it's time to change your lifestyle, and it starts with investing in yourself and taking a chance. Yeah. All
All
right,
right.
so if there's no more questions, then I'm going to bed because it's 5:30 here now. I've been up since 3 a.m.
Oh, hold on. Somebody asked a question. Of course, they'll ask at the end.
Is there a typical ROI that you like to see? Yeah, so uh, a Black Lex 71, if the ROI isn't a minimum of 30%, then yeah, there's really no need to even touch that. Now, there are certain circumstances where you would want to purchase that, like maybe you're going to be the only seller and then your ROI is only like 25, 22%, then yeah, you want to go ahead and purchase that. So the ROI wouldn't even matter because you're going to be the only seller. Donald Davis, how much would it be for 2 people to get an Amazon business? All right, so yeah, 2 people. It would be the best if you all just sign up separately because again, if you sign up together and run it together, then you're gonna be fighting over whose money gets where your money is directly deposited. So it's all about the money. So I wouldn't recommend that you sign up with somebody else just as a partner. But if you got 5 or more people who want to get mentors all together, then I'll definitely, give you the 15,000 price tier and mentor everyone all together as a group. Yeah. And Donald Davis is saying, all right, Wayne, I got all your info. Okay, Donald, that's
Yeah, I put
what's
it in the
up.
chat for them. I put it in the chat for them. And I'll put it up again one more time. So you liking
Yeah.
Kenya, man? I know you need to get some sleep. You about to
Yeah,
pass
yeah.
out now.
Yeah, I'm tired now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been up since 3. But yeah, Kenya is nice, man. The weather here is like between 60 degrees at night and
Uh-huh.
70 degrees in the evening.
Uh-huh.
And of course, everybody speaks English. It's real laid back. Uber is super cheap. They use the Kenyan shilling, so you know the American dollar is worth a whole lot more than the Kenyan shilling. So you could purchase a luxury condo here for about 10 million shillings,
Mm-hmm.
and that comes out to about $63,000. Or you can go big boy style, get like a penthouse or a villa
Mm-hmm.
for maybe $130,000.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, but the only downside is, they need to spend more money on fixing their roads and their infrastructure.
Okay.
Yeah, other than that, great food, stuff like ugali and palau.
Uh-huh.
They got their own food, chapate,
Chapate.
and Yeah, nice shopping malls, IMAX movie theaters, you name it, they got it. Outdoor, children area, playgrounds, very family friendly.
Hmm.
Yep. All
Interesting.
right, with that's it. So now
Let's
I'm
see.
about to hit the bed and get some sleep, but I appreciate you. And guys, if you have any questions, Philly Dom has posted my information up, so make sure you just message me. And 15, you will come to them or they come to you. Yes. So if you choose that particular plan, Nick, I come to you. Yep, I jump on a plane and come and spend 2 weeks with you guys and train everybody. Yep. Now, if you can find 10 friends, then I'll do it for all 10 of you. But the minimum is five. Yep. So that way you guys are splitting the cost and it's more economical to get started. Yep. And I'm a bona fide expert, so I'll blow you away with the amount of knowledge I have with Amazon. I'm sort of like the same as Philly Dom is with YouTube, YouTube expert.
I guess that's it. Let me see unless they saying anything else.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, they just saying thank you and appreciate you. Yeah, it's nothing.
You're welcome, Donald.
Donald, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. All
All
right, then
right,
that's it,
perfect.
guys. Next time you
All
see
right.
me again,
All right, Master Wayne signing off. Look forward to meeting you and helping you on your financial journey to success.
there you go.